So Donna Adelson was supposed to have her trial in June, but the trial was delayed, and they are going to have her trial next month. Actually, I actually thought her trial was going to clash with Koberger's trial, but it seems like Donna's going to have her trial next month. However, who knows if Donna's trial is going to be delayed? Now, remember, Donna Adelson is accused of conspiracy to commit murder in the murder of her former son-in-law, Dan Markel. Now, this whole thing gets really messy because so many people were involved in this. Essentially, her and her son Charlie went through Charlie's bang buddy, Catherine McBanois, or / girlfriend. I don't know what their status of the relationship was at the time, but she hired her baby daddy and his best friend as hitmen. They drove all the way from they drove all the way from the Miami area all the way to Tallahassee, murdered Dan Markel in his driveway. He was sitting there in his Prius, talking on the phone with a friend, by the way. And he was pronounced dead at the hospital that same day. His ex-wife was brought in, questioned, and we watched. If you guys have not seen Wendy Adelson's police interview, you guys have to watch it. It's so bad. It's so bad. Wendy just comes across as someone who just is very talkative, and I think she gets really nervous. She talks a lot when she's nervous, which is really goes against her. Because within the first like 30 minutes or something like that, she was already saying like, oh, well, maybe my brother, was involved. Oh my God, my family hates him.
What I meant by it is that Danny didn't treat me very well, and I'm so scared that maybe someone did this. Not because they hate Danny, but because they thought this was good somehow.
Oh, are you saying that you think maybe one of your friends would have done something like this?
Who would do this?
I don't know.
Dude, she was just talking up a storm, and I think the family was probably pissed at her for that. Because I genuinely do believe that Wendy is possibly involved. There's a lot of weird things with Wendy, and I won't talk about it right now, but the fact that she took that, the weird route, and the fact that she tried to go to the crime scene, and how she acted afterwards, before, I think Wendy's involved. Now, I don't know if they're ever going to go after Wendy or not, or if, once Donna's done, Wendy's next. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Or maybe they don't have enough evidence against Wendy Adelson. So, one by one, each person goes down for this. They go after the two hitmen. They go after Catherine McBanois. She had her trial twice. And then they go after Charlie Adelson, found guilty. And now they're going after the matriarch, Donna Adelson. Now, I'm interested to see what kind of evidence they have against Donna Adelson. Her emails are going to be so unhinged. Super unhinged. From what I've seen so far from her emails, she hated Dan Markel. She hated Dan Markel, and she let everyone know that she hated Dan Markel, okay? So Donna's going to have her trial next month, and she is fighting. She's fighting real hard. She tried to push to have a new judge. That was denied. Now they want to have like a change of venue. She wants to go down to Miami. I'm like, why Miami? This murder happened in Tallahassee. She wants to go all the way down to Miami. And I think it's because in Miami, maybe she's hoping that she has connections down there, right? Maybe there's like connections. Maybe she's hoping she could bribe people. I don't know, man. There was a thing that came up recently that the state was investigating Donna Adelson and Harvey because they thought maybe Donna was trying to witness tamper, maybe try to bribe, maybe try to intimidate witnesses. And they essentially put on a wiretap on Harvey's phone. There's this whole investigation thing. And then Donna finds out about it. However, at the end of the investigation, they did find that none of it was true, from what I've read. So that would have been crazy though, because some of the stuff that I was seeing was Donna Adelson was essentially going after her own son, maybe? I don't know. And maybe some other people that were involved. I don't know, like maybe Catherine McBanois. But a lot of stuff happening with Donna Adelson this year. Just a lot of shit happening. So right now she's trying to fight to have her trial in Miami. And we're actually going to have a Donna Adelson hearing, I think, tomorrow, which I want to know what's going on with Donna Adelson stuff. But before we jump on to tomorrow's hearing, which we're going to cover tomorrow. Tomorrow. Oh, wait, what time is the hearing tomorrow? Oh, shit. The hearing popped up last minute, too, because I already have plans for tomorrow. No, do I have to change my plans? Oh, gosh. I have to see what's going on. So let's cover the state's exhibit lists for Donna Adelson. There's a connection to Ted Bundy that I have seen. What are we talking about? Donna Adelson, come on down. You're the next contestant. You're the next contestant on F Around and Find Out. Maybe she does have a judge in the pocket in the Miami area. She has deep pockets. Maybe she's hoping she can bribe someone. I don't know. Donna to set with Sarah. That's death sentence. They will be at Lowell, which is one of the worst Wait, Donna's gonna be the same person as Sarah? I thought Donna would be serving maybe somewhere closer to Tallahassee. I actually don't think Wendy is involved, says Leon. However, I think she knows more than she has testified to. Donna was a mastermind, and she probably thought she was doing her daughter a favor. She said that she's in jail because God. Wait, who said that? Who said she was in jail because of God? All right, let's go through the state's exhibit list with Donna. So we have some pictures here. Geiger's residence. Not too sure who Geiger is. I don't know if Geiger is the neighbor that essentially heard Dan Markel being shot and then was the one who called 911. There's a picture from the bus. There's a victim ID. There's a scene from the scene. So these are all pictures here, by the way. Garage from the driveway. There's a scene with glass in the driver's side window exterior. So again, it was Dan Markel sitting in his Prius, and he had just came back from the gym. Before that, he had dropped his kids off at school, and he was on the phone to, with his friend, basically venting about Wendy, because Wendy, I think they were fighting about where to put the kids in school or something like that. Pictures of the car in the garage, pictures of the scene with the phone and glasses on the garage floor. There's car seats in the car. Oh my God, for the babies. There's glasses, lens, maybe with maybe Dan Markel's glasses. I think he wore glasses. Pictures of the wallet, the contents inside the wallet. Exterior shot of a hole in the window, close up with a roller. Interior shot of a hole in the window with a roller. There's Wendy Adelson's vehicle, the driver's side. Wendy Adelson's vehicle, the front side. So Wendy was probably driving her car, and then I think... Actually, no, was Wendy... Did Wendy drive to the police station? Maybe Wendy drove to the police station, they asked to take pictures of her car. But do you remember how Wendy, when she came to the police station, they asked to take a picture of her, and there's that, like, awkward picture of her standing there like a fucking action figure? There's a WA vehicle. I don't know what... Oh, Wendy Adelson's vehicle, maybe? Whiskey and receipt. Oh, that's right. Because Wendy said that she was buying whiskey for the brunch she was heading to. But the route that she took to buy the whiskey was like, instead of just going here to here, she goes all the way down here where Dan Markel is and goes all the way back up. Doesn't make sense. Let's see. Picture. The Vic. So I think this is probably Dan Markel at, I'm assuming maybe the hospital. Left arm, close up. We got autopsies, x-rays, neck area, forehead, left eye area. More autopsy photos of the projectile. Jesus. Picture of Wendy and Catherine McBanwell on the street. I'm assuming KM is Catherine McBanwell. Charlie and Catherine McBanwell at sunset. We have pictures of the ATMs. So I think this is when the hitman went to the ATM to maybe deposit money. Pictures of Garcia, Rivera, Katie, Jessica. Who's Jessica? Oh, Garcia, Rivera, they are the hitmen. Katie, is that Catherine McBanwell just spelled differently? Katie with a D? And then Jessica, I wonder if Jessica is one of the spouses of the other hitmen, maybe. Pictures of the motorcycle and Monte Carlo photo. So I'm assuming maybe these are items that the hitmen purchased. Do you guys ever watch that movie? What's that movie again with... God, he was so good in that movie. My Cousin Vinny. The guy who plays My Cousin Vinny. What's his name again? Why am I forgetting his name? But he was in this gangster movie, and it was with... He's in it, and then also Robert De Niro's in it as well. But there's a scene where basically everyone around them's getting rich because they're doing like illegal shit, right? And then so they go to a Christmas party, and then one of the guy's wife shows up with a fur coat and a new car, and then the guy gets really pissed, was like, didn't I tell you to lay low? Why the fuck did you buy this? What movie am I thinking about again? And what's the name of the actor? Is it Joe Pesci? Yes, Joe Pesci. Yes, Joe Pesci. Was it Casino? Or was it Casino? I think it was Casino, right? The Youths? The what? Oh, Youths. Yeah, he was in both, but the scene from the movie, was it from, I think it was from Goodfellas, right? Funny How is from Goodfellas. Oh, Ray Liotta, thank you. I totally butchered his last name. Anyways, so that's usually the rule, right? If you're engaging in criminal shit, which, by the way, don't do criminal shit, okay? Don't break the law. But, if you are and you get a huge sum of money, well, don't just fucking spend it, because when you get caught, they're going to use that evidence against you. Or, I don't know, maybe do spend it just so you can enjoy before you do get fucking caught. But just don't commit crimes. Anyway, so there's a picture of a motorcycle, Monte Carlo, and I'm assuming maybe these hitmen, instead of laying low, maybe they bought shit. They probably did, right? Garcia and Rivera on motorcycles. Then they look at the Prius, pictures of the Prius. There's surveillance images of of Charlie and Donna. That's her couple name right there, Charlie and Donna. Surveillance images of Charlie and Donna at Montes, close up. Then we have pictures of a Lexus. Who was driving a Lexus? Lexus. Maybe one of their cars? Maybe one of the Adelsen's cars, maybe? There's some documents with who's who with contact, with phone numbers. iPhone, Wendy Adlesen iPhone contacts from mom, dad, and Charlie. Wendy Adlesen iPhone contact for Gibbers. Does anyone know what Gibbers means? I know it was a demeaning name that they used to call Dan Markel, but is Gibbers, is it some sort of, is it like a racial thing? Is it like a racist thing or something? Like what is it? Donna Adelson, Wendy Adlesen phone call log, Wendy Adlesen iPhone voicemail log. We have the divorce filings. We have Garcia Facebook picture with maybe certification, maybe? Garcia Facebook picture. Pawn ticket with certification, I think. Document emails. Rivera, some sort of ticket. Garcia, some sort of ticket. Gas, hybrid records for certification. Adelson Institute records. So again, remember they tried saying that Catherine McBanwell worked at Adelson Institute and she was cleaning, and that's why they were giving her like bi-weekly paychecks or monthly paychecks, something like that. That's all I know, Corgi, demeaning in some way. Yeah, because I remember hearing, I remember seeing somewhere that Donna was calling him Gibbers. But I don't know if it's like a religious thing or like what is, I don't know. If you run to a different country, make sure there's no extradition treaty. And then also at least try to buy, round trip tickets, okay? And try to remember to hang up the phone before you confess what you're planning on doing. Jesus. Oh, that's right. They gave Catherine McBanwell, Harvey Adelsen's like old ass vehicle, right? Wasn't like a 10 or 16-year-old vehicle or something like that. Catherine McBanwell was also housed in Lowell. They won't house Donna in the same pot as Katie. Oh, is she also there as well? Jeez, a lot of people there. Who are some other female Florida murderers? Who else is down there that we know? Lexus vehicle information, Comfort Nissan contract, Comfort Hyundai contract. So maybe like more vehicles that were purchased with the money. I don't know. Spirion GPS with certification, summary of communication records, coastal masonry records. Coastal masonry. I wonder what that is. I wonder if someone was doing like house renovations or something. Dr. Raudner records. Oh, is this the boob job? Broward dermatology records with certification. So Charlie bought Catherine McBanwell new boobies. Crazy. Honda Racer, Chevy, Monte Carlo, Rivera, motorcycles. So it seems like they bought a bunch of vehicles, cars. Secreto Garcia financials. Oof. Looking at the purchases after the murder. So they probably was like, hey, before the murder, this guy wasn't buying shit. After the murder, they were buying these cars, these motorcycles. They were spending so much money. And honestly, I don't think they even got that much money. Wasn't it? It was split three ways, right? Wasn't it like 130 grand divided by 3 or something? Like, didn't each men get like 40 or 30 grand? Rivera banking patterns bar graph, Rivera overdraft graph, McBanwell multiple account summaries, timing of KM final AI checks. I don't know what that is. Catherine, breast augmentation payment. Wonder how much that costs. Probably really expensive in Miami. McBanwell, Catherine, income sources from 2013 all the way to 2016. All her cash deposits. All the cash deposits and income from the Adelson related sources. More cash deposits in 2014. Cash deposits in 2013, 2016. These are graphs. So it's good to have this for the jury to see because it is a very intricate case that involves a lot of people. I'm surprised they were able to do it so quickly, though, with the Charlie Adelson case because his trial was only wasn't it only 10 days? Yeah, I think it was only 10 days. Gibberish or gibberish? If you're sailing and don't talk to Meissen Mass, nor the Maine, you might be speaking gibberish. Oh, maybe that's why they were calling him Gibbers. Like, just because this guy just speaks gibberish? I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Cash deposits after request for funds for Charlie Adelson from Charlie Adelson. Adelson total account balance chart, so their entire wealth management stuff. Documents, checks to Catherine McManus from the Adelson Institute. This is the bump flyer, the bump letter. So again, they initiated the bump because at that point they were wiretapping all these fuckers' phones and they wanted to get them to start talking about the crime again. We got wire call summary, Cellbrite extractions, scan copy of the Bernhardt script. I don't know what that is. Known handwriting sample from the defendant planner. Trescott residence. Trescott, I think that's where Dan Markel lived. 911 call. We got bus video. CDRs. What are CDRs? CDRs. CDRs. I don't know what that is. CDRs. Maybe recordings. Wire calls. Erica Johnson called to CA. Who's CA? Oh, Charlie Adelson, maybe? Who's Erica Johnson? With the tower dumps of T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, Sprint. Wait, is Sprint still around, y'all? Sprint. I feel like I haven't heard of Sprint in a while. That's still around. By the way, I hate AT&T. It's so expensive. We're gonna move back to T-Mobile. No, we're on Verizon. Sorry, Verizon. So expensive for no reason, and the reception sucks. We have ATM videos. We got bank records of all these people. The bump video. The Dolce Vita, the restaurant that they met at, the video, the audio, jail calls. Oh man, I can't wait to listen to some of the jail calls again between Charlie and Donna. We have the eyeglass frame. Maybe this is from Dan Markel's glasses, maybe. Wallet, contents, projectile, Vietnam visa. Get the Vietnam visa for Harvey Adelson and the Vietnam visa for Donna Adelson. There was a painting given to Bernhardt. Who's Bernhardt? 2025 Bernhardt recorded calls. I wonder if Bernhardt was someone that was helping Donna and Harvey with getting out of the country or something, or helping him or assisting him in some sort of way. What was painting? Demo. Who's who with financial, code words, Catherine McManus and Charlie Adelson, comms, wire slides, and timeline. Oh boy. All right, what else we got there? So we have the exhibits list. What is this one right here? Defendants notice of filing supplemental affidavit in support of, motion for a change of venue. So again, it seems like, what's her name again? Georgia Kappelman said that Donna was trying to move to Miami. So it seems like they got someone that supports the change of venue. I don't think we need to read this, but they're basically saying that I'm very much aware that just about anyone in Leon County area that reads a newspaper or watches the local news has watched and discussed this case with each other. 7, the amount of news coverage, especially the repeated news coverage of this case for the past 10 years, has rendered nearly impossible for any member of the community that is selected as a juror to set aside their prior knowledge of this case and is only considered the evidence submitted during the trial. I think, is this the person that testified in the last hearing? I think so, right? I don't remember the name though. But they essentially testified, and Georgia was like, no, we could probably find someone, because I think she said that the last time they did they tried to find the jury for Charlie Adelson's case, they said it only took about like 2 or 3 days, and only about, I think, a third of the people heard about this case, a third of the people something, and another third of people didn't hear about this case. So Georgia's very confident that they're going to be able to find a good amount of potential juries to serve on this trial. Number 8, based on my lengthy practice in residence in Leon County, as well as breadth of knowledge possessed about the case by the members of this committee, I do not believe that a Leon County juror can be impartial in this case. Number 9, if potential jurors were truthful, it would be impossible to seat an impartial jury. I wonder if this is a different person. This is the same guy that testified earlier. Motion to compel discovery. Defendant's second unopposed motion to compel discovery. Okay, what kind of discovery are we compelling here? This is by Donna. Defendant Donna Adelson, by and through the undersigned counsel pursuant to Rule 3.220B, F, and J. Florida Rules of Criminal Procedure moves this court to order the state to provide discovery, and in support thereof states as follows. 1. Mrs. Adelson is charged with first-degree murder, and we know what she's charged with. Number 2, as this court is aware, the current defense team was retained after the court disqualified prior counsel. Yeah, that was wild. So crazy. You never know what's going to happen in a trial or in a case. Just like curveballs being thrown left and right. How big is Leon County? They talked about the amount of people that could be potential jurors, and then I don't know if I wrote that down during the last hearing, but they did cover that. The guy had a bunch of slides, and unfortunately, we were not able to see the slides. I remember Georgia saying this. Georgia says, would you be surprised that when we asked the jurors about this case, that a third don't know anything, a third know the headlines, and a third, they know the headlines, more detailed info. Fuck, why did I write my notes like this? A third don't know anything, a third know maybe the headlines, and a third knows more detail about this case. I think that's what it was. And then also that there was 26 opportunities to be exposed to this case. And then they said it was 80% exposure retention. But then they don't know how many people actually were exposed or fuck. Oh no, why are my notes so confusing? Oh, this is so bad. I try to be so succinct when I'm taking notes, and then sometimes when I'm going back and reading, I'm like, wait, what the heck? Why is it so? It needs more details. No. I would have to go back and look at it. I don't think they mentioned the population of the Leon County people, but I remember them talking about it though, because there was talking about people that were turning 18 and people that would be eligible to serve on the jury pool, and then people who wouldn't be eligible. But I don't think they actually talk about the population number. I'm sure we could just Google it. All right, number 3, to avoid the taint of the conflict found by the court, the current defense team obtained a completely new set of discovery from the state. Unfortunately, this meant we also had to rely, rather than being able to trust and verify, that the state provided us with everything provided to prior counsel. Number 4, since November 2024, the undersigned has been requesting raw, unredacted emails and cellular phones, records via email, telephone conversations, and text messages with the state, as well as Sergeant Corbett directly. The state repeatedly stated those materials had been provided during the April 8, 2025 deposition of Investigator Newland. We learned that was false with respect to our client's emails. Number 5, as addressed during the April 8, 2025 telephone conference between the counsel for both parties and the court, we were told not until the day that a filter team had been utilized for the search warrants executed on our own client's email accounts and that the raw data was being stored in the state's evidence locker. The court agreed we were entitled to the unfiltered search warrants returns, and the state provided those materials to us. All right. Number 6. In the defendant's April 21st, 2025 expedited motion to continue, the undersigned has complained the raw, unredacted emails has been withheld until provided on April 10, 2025, and the volume of data necessitated a continuance. The April 21, 2025 motion also referenced cellular phone extractions. The state represented in their court filings and during their April 30th, 2025 hearing that raw, unredacted materials, emails, and cell phone extractions had been provided. What's going on here? Number 7, again, the state's representations to the undersigned in the court are false. Number 8, the undersigned provided the defense forensic data expert with the materials as the state identified as the raw, unredacted data from the cellular devices. Upon receipt, the expert advised the materials were not as represented by the state. Number 9, the expert explained as follows. They produce data sets or reports taken from mobile device extractions and warrant returns produced by digital forensic tools in a couple formats, but primarily what is called a Cellbrite proprietary UFDR report. Although we can use the data from these reports to assist in our analysis, we must always keep in mind that these reports are automated interpretations of the raw electronic data and are not the actual extractions or the full returns themselves. Additionally, these reports can contain targeted results. That is, they can omit categories of information both because the person creating the report selected to omit the data and or because the tool being used to create the report was not programmed to fully understand the data. Thus, absent an unusual situation, it is always my recommendation to request the actual extractions, and I would suggest we do that here. So again, it's like basically getting a recap instead of getting the actual data for them to analyze themselves, kind of. Number 10, he advised to use the following language to request the raw data. Please produce copies of all forensic extraction and the native electronic warrant. Jesus, iPhone 4? Oh my goodness. iPhone 4. Because again, the crime was committed all the way back in 2014, right? 2014? No, wait, 2012 or 2014. iPhone 4. I think iPhone 4 was still old for 2014. No? Maybe not. Jesus. Apple return Apple ID, Charlie Adelson at Gmail. To be clear, we're not seeking reports such as those produced by Cellbrite or the forensic toolkit. Tools that can be produced by PDF, Excel, HTML, and they're proprietary. So they just want the raw extractions. Okay. 2014, right? Leon County population 300K. Is that after the filter or before the filter? After like people that would qualify as people that couldn't serve on the jury service. My notes are usually one word. Low, can never understand them. One word. Number 11. Thus, as the filing of this motion, the state has not provided the defense with the raw downloads of cellular devices seized from Mrs. Adelson and her husband in November 2023 from the extraction done of Wendy Adelson's phone on July 18, 2024, or from Charlie Adelson's iCloud obtained in April 2016. Number 12. As a result, on June 11, 2025, the undersigned corresponded with the state investigator Newland to find out from whom to request the raw, unredacted data. He responded he will look into this and identify from whom to obtain the materials. Okay, that was a month ago. Number 13. Oof. Having received no response, the undersigned sent an email to the state requesting the raw, unredacted data on June 17, 2025. On June 18, 2025, the state advised they were speaking with the state's experts. On June 24, 2025, the undersigned again followed up requesting from the materials should be obtained. Whom the materials should be obtained. Number 14. On June 25, 2025, the state advised Sergeant Corbett had the data and the undersigned could obtain it from him directly. Okay, so what's the holdup then? The undersigned then emailed Sergeant Corbett asking when the data could be picked up. June 26. The undersigned followed with the June 25, 2025 email. Investigator Newland responded that the Assistant State Attorney Eddie Evans and Sarah Dugan were consulted and Ms. Dugan will be responding to the email. Number 16. As a result, the undersigned called Investigator Newland to ascertain the reasons for the delay. Based on the discussion, the undersigned sent an email to the state as well as the defense experts so that Sergeant Corbett and the defense expert could discuss how to provide the raw, unredacted extractions to the defense. In response to the email, Ms. Dugan responded, asserting for the first time that the state used a filter team for the devices, and the defense would need a court order to obtain a raw, unredacted files and would have to use a filter team. Number 18. What is the filter team? Is the filter team kind of like the taint team? Seems to be different, right? I don't know how would it be a taint team? How would that apply here? 18. As the court has already directed the state to provide the defense with our own client's raw, unredacted emails, it makes no sense to require a filter team for our client's cellular phone extractions. Oh, maybe it's like a filter team for the other devices. So not just for Donna Adelson, but for Wendy's phone, Charlie's phone, because maybe there's something in Wendy's phone that they don't want Donna to pass down to Wendy. Like, hey, they found this shit on your phone. Like, be careful. I don't know. Number 19. Additionally, during the April 8, 2025 attempt to depose Investigator Newland, it was disclosed that no filter team has been used for the devices belonging to her client's husband. Thus, asserting the defense needs a filter team for his device imposes undue and unnecessary burden on the defense. Number 20. With respect to the extraction of Wendy Adelson's phone and Charlie Adelson's iCloud warrant response, there is no evidence that a filter team was used in 2014 or 2016. Thus, it is evident the state failed to use a filter team when they conducted extraction of those materials and instead are imposing an unnecessary hurdle on the defense analysis of the raw data. Oh, I want to see the state's response to this. Number 21. After further pressing the state relented with respect to Harvey Adelson's device, Charlie Adelson's iCloud return, and Wendy Adelson's device, though the state is claiming a full extraction was not performed on Wendy Adelson's device and the raw data does not exist. However, they maintain a court order is necessary for the release of a raw, unredacted extraction of Mrs. Adelson's devices. Interesting. A copy of the email is attached and incorporated hereto as Exhibit A. I don't think we need to see the emails, do we? Let's see. I do want to read the emails. I'm so nosy. Let's read the emails. Is the most recent one June 27? The most recent is probably at the bottom, right? Maybe. June 26. June 26. I think it goes from. Okay, let's start from the bottom. Why there's no more emails? I think this went all the way back to the beginning of June. All right, from Joshua Zelman to Sarah Dugan. Newland's investigator, Corbett is the sergeant, and a bunch of people here. Good afternoon, Sarah, Jason, Chris. As you know, we requested the raw data from the cell phone downloads. Oh, you know what? I keep getting mixed up. For some reason, I keep thinking Zelman is working for the state. No, Zelman is defense. Why am I getting mixed up? Yeah, Zelman. Okay. Specifically, the copies of the forensic extractions and the native electronic warrant returns taken off the seized mobile devices to include, but not limited to, Wendy's iPhone. Oh, Wendy's the one that has the iPhone 4. Donna's iPhone 13, sorry. Note, this is reported as Harvey's phone, but the content indicates it is Donna's. Harvey's iPhone 14 Pro, Donna's phone, iPhone 14 Pro, Charlie, Apple warrant return. To be clear, we're not seeking reports such as those produced by Celebrate or the forensic toolkit tools that we produce in PDF, Excel, HTML, and they're proprietary. We're seeking the forensic extractions used to generate these reports. Chris Corbett responds back, greetings. I have been advised there may be some additional direction regarding these items coming from the SAO, State's Attorney's Office, I think. And I'm aware of these specifics of your request, and we do not have the raw extractions. Once I have that direction, I'll proceed. I look forward to working with you, Josiah and Kelsey. Oh, that's a cheerful message. Sarah Dugan writes back, it's my understanding that we had to use a filter team because of confidential information in many of these extractions. So I think you will need to get a court order to get the data and the filter team for the data. Oh, okay. That's what the filter team is for. Yeah, I think filter team is different than the taint team because the taint team is what they use in Corey Richins. Hey, Reese, how are you doing today? How's it going? Hey, Yoshi. Hello, hello. How are you? Yes. Shiro's roommate is sleeping in the other room right now. This is from Joshua Zelman, the defense. Is it the state's position we need a filter team for our client's own phone/devices? As for Harvey's phone, we were told during initial attempt to depose Newland that no filter team was in place, unless a filter team was actually used for Wendy's phone or Charlie's iCloud data, and there is no evidence that we've been provided this took place. We object to being required to use one now. Yeah, why would they need to use a filter team for Donna's own phone? Sarah Dugan, I don't believe we have the raw data for Wendy's phone from your client's devices. A filter team was used, and it's my understanding there is communication from her with her. That's why. Okay, this is the reason why. Because I was like, wait, if Donna's gonna get her own phone, why would you need to use a filter team? But this makes sense. For your client's devices, a filter team was used, and it's my understanding there is communication with her former counsel on the devices. So that would make sense that, remember how the maybe some stuff that was learned from the former counsel that also represented Charlie. Remember how they had to essentially ask that attorney right before trial was about to start because there was a conflict of interest with Charlie Adelson as well. So I think they just want to be really fucking careful. Wow, they completely omitted this in their motion requesting this. So annoying. It's like the judge is going to see it eventually. The judge is going to be like, oh, this is why there's a filter team used, because there's communication with the other counsel. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Joshua Zelman, that does not answer my questions. I will file a motion to compel. I want to ensure I accurately represent the state's position. 1, does the state oppose a motion to compel the raw data? Number 2, it is the state's position that we need a filter team for our client's devices, Harvey Adelson's devices, even though Newland told us on April 8th that no filter team was used for his device. C, Wendy Adelson's cell phone, even though no filter team was used in 2014. D, Charlie Adelson's iCloud return, even though no filter team was used in April 2016. All right, let's see what they say. Jason Newland says, Harvey's phone and Charlie's iCloud did not have a review team. Charlie's iCloud had the HIPAA concerns. Donna's phone had a review team, specifically the phone we took off her person in the airport. I do not believe we have the raw data from Wendy's phone, and the extraction of her phone was not a full extraction. Why not? Was it because, did the technology not exist back then, maybe? All right, from Sarah Dugan. Our position is that you will need a court order for the extractions that a filter team were used for, which appears to just be Donna's extractions. Donna. Harvey, Charlie, no review team. Donna had a review team. Okay. Does the state oppose the motion to compel? Sarah Dugan, no, except the extraction that was subject to the filter team that you would need a court order for, as I mentioned earlier. All right. Did we get a response for this yet? Motion to compel? No, we did not. Okay, witness list. Let's see who we got on the witness list. I'm assuming maybe investigator Brittany Adams from... No, investigator. State's Attorney's Office? I don't know. I'm totally guessing here. We got Charlie Adelson. We got the eldest brother, Rob Adelson. We have Wendy Adlesen as well. I'm looking forward to listening to Rob Adelson's testimony because I don't think Rob Adelson testified previously. I don't think he even had testified in Charlie Adelson's case, right? We have Sergeant Sherry Bennett. I'm assuming maybe Tallahassee Police Department. Drina Bernhardt. We have some other officers from Tallahassee Police Department. We got the FBI in here. Patricia Bird. Why does that name ring a bell? Patricia Bird. I recognize that name for some reason. Another person from the FBI, a Dr. Anthony Clark, Sergeant Chris Corbett from Tallahassee Police Department. We got the U.S. Fire Marshal's Office. Sigfredo Garcia, one of the hitmen. Jim and Sharon Geiger. Why does that name seem familiar to me too? We have a detective from Miami PD. Mary Hole. Oh, I kept saying Mary Hole. I think they're on the list to be deposed soon. We got retired TBD, retired FBI. Don't recognize these names. We got Jeffrey Lacaze. He's back. Maybe more civilians here. Catherine McBanois. Francis McBanois. Is that Catherine's... Who's friend? Maybe brother? Sibling? Who's Francis McBanois? I think that's her brother. Some more TPD people. Investigator Newland. I guess they work for the state's attorney's office. Got some doctors here. Luis Rivera, the other hitman. Rodriguez. I think it's like Luis's girlfriend, maybe. I don't know, family member. Don't recognize these names. Oh, June is back. June was one of Charlie's girlfriends. I think she was the one that said that he had like the money that was like stapled or something. Yeah, because I remember after she testified, like Charlie gave her a little smile and she like smiled back or something, which it seems like they're still have a good relationship. Because I think she like testified against him. Maybe they didn't think it was a big deal. All right, witness list. We have a motion in limine. Latin Kings. I haven't read this yet. Defendants renewed motion limine. Latin Kings. Remember, Latin Kings is supposedly the gang that Luis Rivera was in, and maybe Sigfredo Garcia. I don't know. I don't know if both of them were in it or just one person. Donna files this motion in limine, requests this honorable court to permit testimony concerning Luis Rivera's membership and leadership with the Latin Kings. Number 1. Mrs. Adelson has been indicted in this case with blah, blah, blah. They filed a motion to exclude any mention of Luis Rivera's gang affiliation with the Latin Kings. Number 3, Luis Rivera has previously testified in the trials of Sigfredo Garcia, Catherine McBanois, and the retrial of Catherine McBanois and the trial of Charlie Adelson. 4, the state contends that the omission of Mr. Rivera's membership and leadership in the Latin Kings will only serve as an inadmissible character evidence that will taint the jury's perception of Mr. Rivera's testimony. Number 5, by allowing Mr. Rivera to testify about his membership and leadership in the Latin Kings, Mrs. Adelson is not seeking to admit inadmissible character evidence against Mr. Rivera. They agree with the state that Mr. Rivera's gang affiliation does not tend to prove or disprove a material fact in this case, but it is not being offered by Mrs. Adelson for that purpose. I think she's going to try to say that she was intimidated by Luis Rivera and, blackmailed, and that, he was trying to threaten her because he was like, gang leader. That's probably what it is for, right? Instead, this evidence is being offered to illustrate Mrs. Adelson's state of mind as it relates to the dangerousness of the individual who committed the murder of her former son-in-law. Okay. Number 8. Additionally, the significance of this evidence was emphasized with the state's and FBI's investigation itself, as they intentionally exploited the believed role of the Latin Kings when conducting the bump. Retired FBI agent Oscar Jimenez testified that my role in the operation, I was portraying a Latin King member. I was instructed to conduct a bump on April 19, 2016. 2016? I think they have the date wrong. It's a C. Adelson trial. I think that's wrong. Okay, interesting. I think because with Charlie's trial, he essentially was saying that, if Katie did it without telling me, and then that they tried to blackmail him, which doesn't make sense, right? It makes no sense to why murder someone and then blackmail them afterwards. It's like it doesn't make sense. That person could still go down for the murder if the person tells on them. Wild. I can't believe that Donna's still going to take that defense strategy, but I guess that's all that she's got. All right, who's taking some depots? Rob Adelson taking taking a depot in 4 days. Rob Adelson. Let's see. Petition for writ of habeas corpus and what is this word? Testificandum? It looks like testificandum. Interesting. All right. Luis Rivera is presently a federal prisoner in custody at the FCI Mariana. Two, the instant charges, the instant cases are pending in the Circuit County of Leon County by virtue of information charging Donna Adelson with first-degree murder. And further, that said cause has been set for trial on August 19 to September 5th. 3, it's necessary that a writ of habeas corpus ad testificandum be issued and directed to the Bureau of Prisons, Florida, authorizing directing that said Bureau of Prisons release the said Luis M. Rivera, oh my God, this is so hard to read, to the custody of the Sheriff of Leon County to testify to the said charges. Okay, yeah, they're just going to have him testify for Donna Adelson's trial. Did we read this one yet? Is this one different? This is one for Luis Rivera. They're both in federal prison? Or where is he at? Wait, are they both in federal prison? Wait, no, this is for the same person. Sorry. Just kidding. Same person. All right, so they're going to transfer him. Let's see, who filed this? Amended answer to demand for discovery. The state's answer demand for discovery is amended to include the following witness: Katrina Bernhardt. Patricia Burr, Leon County Jail. I remember there was someone that was going to testify. Remember they were talking about how someone was going to testify for Donna, but then she was was it for Donna or against Donna? No, I think it was for Donna. And then they considered her possibly a unreliable witness because she like does drugs or something. Remember how like Donna was like getting that into the judge and the judge was telling her to shut the fuck up? So I wonder if they're gonna get her to testify. What else we got here? Depots, Patricia Bird. Yeah, I don't recognize a lot of these names. Drina Bernhardt, Brittany Adams, and Josh Turner. We'll find out soon who these people are. The jailhouse snitch. Yeah, apparently there was someone that was incarcerated with Catherine McBanwell, and then later on they became incarcerated with Donna Adelson. And then they told Donna something that Katie said or something. But then I think that person has been released since then. And then they were trying to track down where this witness was. And then I remember they're ending the hearing, and then Donna just kept talking. And then the judge was like, tell Mrs. Adelson to stop talking. Oh, man. All right. So that's the update that I have with Donna so far. We'll see if the motion for a new venue is going to be granted. I haven't seen a court order on that yet, even though we had the hearing, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, right? So tomorrow we're gonna have another hearing for Donna Adelson. Let me figure out what time it is though. I had plans tomorrow. The hearing is on 2 motions and only 30 minutes. Okay, so maybe I can just cover it on Saturday or something. Oh no, I'm so busy on Saturday. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But I think this is the one where it's not live streamed anyways. It gets posted later on. So I guess that works. All right. Something about a painting. I saw that there was a painting sale or something like that, right? Under the evidence exhibit list. Doing well. You're just having your Anime Expo / con withdrawals. Oh yeah, they had Anime Expo during 4th of July weekend. Was it super busy and crazy over there? 4th of July weekend. That sounds like chaos. All right. Done with Donna. Donna. So again, Donna's supposed to have her hearing tomorrow. We'll see. It's gonna be 30 minutes, and then we'll wait for the judge's order. I mean, I feel like they're just gonna continue to have this trial in Tallahassee. I don't think Donna's gonna get what she wants. But let's see if there's gonna be any delays for Donna Adelson. You never know what's gonna pop up last minute with these trials, man. Shit be happening.